Welcome to Hadley URC's Trail for Our World, and I'm just going to take you on a virtual tour. So we're following the footprints into the church, into the main church building. And inside you can already hear the sound of the rainforest, and we come to the first section of the trail, which is about looking at the beauty of the world. So let's go in. And it smells sweet in here. There's been some incense burning, so you've got that kind of sweet, spicy smell in the air. And this is the first part. It's called Delightful Diversity. We've got all sorts of different shapes of leaves, and it's asking if you can identify them. There's also the diversity of these stones, which were all on one beach in Batumi, Georgia, on the Black Sea coast. So looking at the leaves, if you go close up, you can see that they've got the names on them. And there's a question here: how many species of tree are there in the world today? And you can lift it up. And there you go, over 60,000. Then the trail continues here with some seeds, an apple seed, an acorn, and a walnut. Thinking about the amazing potential that is contained in those. Along the trail there are some sections which are called faith connections, and that's helping us to see how our faith connects with what's going on here. So here in this section about wondering, about thinking about the beauty of the earth, there's information. And if you're watching this on the website, you'll see some links so that you can actually see some of these things as well. You can download the PDFs if you want to have a look at those. On the screen here we've got some images with words from Psalm 104, and along the trail there's also some QR codes which you can scan, which take you to a different page on the website where you can see more. And again, you can find links for those on our website. So we're carrying on in the wonder section, and here there is a slideshow of different things in nature, and then some objects that we've made, and it's asking us to make the connection. The firefly, a rattlesnake, some birds in the air, butterfly, pandas, red pandas, looking all fluffy, and a spider web, and a turtle, and an owl camouflaged in the tree. So then we carry on the trail. It follows this path here into the back room, and so we're now entering the second section of the trail, which is all about thinking about what we are doing with this amazing world. So let's step in. And as we step in, you can hear the noise of deforestation, and in this room there's kind of a smell of smoke in the air. And the trail takes us first of all to two rings of logs. The first one represents all the rainforests as they used to be, and the second one represents what's left. And this part is called Can't See the Wood, showing us that only about a third of the world's rainforests remain intact today. The trail goes on. Up in the air, we're now looking at some of the pollution in the air, and on the screen here you can sit and watch a video which gives some information and statistics about air pollution and CO2 in the atmosphere. Again, you can find a link for that. And then we follow the trail. As you follow the trail around, there's some different statistics to look at as you go along. As well as some graphs. This one shows the global temperature. And here there's another Faith Connections. And then the trail moves on this way. And we come here to a section called Water Waste. And you can see in this section some animals that have been made out of non-recyclable waste. And what you see here is a few of our congregation collected their non-recyclable plastics over just 1 week. And then the children and young people got together and made some animals out of them. There's a polar bear, a jellyfish, turtle, pufferfish. So this was all just from 1 week's use. And then the trail continues to this section, which is called Melt Drown. And this shows the kind of breakup of the ice caps and some ice melting and trickling down onto some photos of places which are all at risk of being underwater in 2050. And the trail continues back into the main church area. And we come to the third section of the trail, which is all about thinking about how we can respond, what we can do. And so first of all, something called little steps. And we've got 10 little steps, things that you can easily do, adapt, change in the way that you are living and using the Earth's resources. And then we carry on to a section called Campaigns and Petitions. And here's a Greenpeace campaign from earlier this year, really powerfully showing the impact of plastics, the volume of plastics that we're producing and shipping out of this country. And then some information about Christian Aid and Global Justice Now. Again, some faith connections and some more information to explore. And then here we've got some other organisations that are doing stuff. A Rocha, Christian conservation organisation, quite well known for their eco-church programme. But also locally we have an area called Earth Meadows, which is a reserve that A Rocha owns and manages. So there's information about that, some of their magazines and cards with photos that were taken at Fox Earth Meadows available. And then there's also information about local environmental groups. There's the Hadley Environmental Action Alliance, the team. And Hadley Hedgehog Helpers. Got a little table here with bits of information and ideas of how to help. And then the trail continues this way to a section called Peg a Pledge, where people can write down something that they'd like to do, something they'd like to change, make a practical change in their life to help the environment, and then peg it up here onto this line. They can also write it in this book, which was a pre-existing book of pledges that people have made in Hadley. And then over this side, there's a section called Pin a Prayer. So you can write a prayer on a bit of paper and stick it onto the board, pin it onto the board here. And you can see some of the prayers that people have already put there. Again, you can see some images. You can actually read those prayers on the website. And then finally, recommend ideas that people have got about organisations, resources or websites that they'd like to tell other people about. So you can see that people have written down their ideas here. So that completes the trail, and we go out of the church.